Cardano, ADA, must be taken very seriously. The world's fifth largest cryptocurrency now has some very powerful supporters, and it's time to get in on the action. Hi Fixers, welcome to Fix Your Finances, Build Financial Wealth. If you want to build your financial wealth and fill your mind with the right information, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for us to provide you with more valuable content. Let's get to it. Coinbase Pro added Cardano to its list of supported altcoins on March 23rd. ADA rates, the Cardano network's currency, quickly increased by 40% as idea-starved traders jumped on board. Prices have since fallen from their $1.48 high. But don't dismiss Cardano as a passing phase. It's already one of the market's most technologically advanced cryptocurrencies. Although the coin still has a long way to go, its newfound price strength provides its developers with resources to challenge Bitcoin and Ethereum's supremacy. With Cardano currently trading at $1.15, now is the time to buy the dip and hold on fast. Cardano ADA, a quick primer on technology. Cardano has always been a promising cryptocurrency. Because of its proof-of-stake (POS) technology, the network was able to verify transactions without the need for Bitcoin or Ethereum's expensive proof-of-work framework. Meanwhile, because the coin is so fast, the network might eventually handle up to 1 million transactions per second. All of this can be credited to Cardano's all-star development team. The Cardano network, founded by Ethereum co-founder Charles Hoskinson, has since signed up for other top industry professionals to grow its cryptocurrency network. Another advantage comes from the coin's youth. Hoskinson began working in 2015 after the scaling flaws in Bitcoin and Ethereum had become evident. To avoid making the same mistakes, the founding team chose a POS scheme known as the Ouroboros protocol, in which trusted players could verify transactions rather than solving a pointlessly complex cryptography problem. Ouroboros was never guaranteed to function. The Ethereum project is still working on the POS transition. However, ADA's framework has proven to be much more robust to attacks than most anticipated. The third generation of Cardano is the next step in the development cycle, a blockchain-based framework based on proof-of-stake rather than proof-of-work. We'll get into the specifics of the pros and cons soon, but for now, know that while Ethereum improved Gen 1 technology in many impressive ways, its methods for validating transactions is costly and energy-intensive. This is where Cardano enters the image. The Cardano cryptocurrency is more than just a coin, it's a true technological network, with the aid of which the project's team vowed to address all of the shortcomings of the digital currency industry and blockchain technology. We will examine the Cardano cryptocurrency and attempt to accurately evaluate the ADA's prospects for 2021. In this video, you will learn that forecasts of how much Cardano will cost in 2021. Analyzing previous price trends, plans to enter the legal arena, interest in the network from prominent investors, the scale of this market capitalization, and the progressive technology of this cryptocurrency's framework. We can claim with certainty that the prospects of the Cardano cryptocurrency are the continuation of its exchange rate development. The price of ADA is predicted to reach $10 per coin by the end of 2021 and to reach $50 or $100 by the end of 2025. A promising cryptocurrency whose founders have set themselves very ambitious goals of redefining the world's spheres of power and transferring control from the hands of centralized structures to the hands of individuals, which has been on the market since 2017. This asset is currently trading near its historical high of $1.4, and its capitalization exceeds $36 billion. There have been ups and downs in the history of Cardano, up the level of 0.1, where the rate has been kept for more than 2 years. But now, more than ever, the cryptocurrency is poised to surge forward and update its history. Lately, a hard fork known as Mary was introduced in the Cardano network. Mike Novogratz, the founder of the Galaxy Digital Crypto Bank, asked his Twitter followers this week what Cardano is and where it has such a huge market capitalization. In a survey of U.S. residents, cryptocurrency broker Voyager discovered that nearly a third of respondents are more optimistic about the Cardano altcoin than about digital gold. 31.8% of the respondents supported Cardano. 22.2% backed Bitcoin, 12.2% favored Ethereum, 11.7% backed Ripple, and another 22.1% supported other altcoins. This clearly shows our users' investment and trading excitement for cryptocurrencies. So, why should you buy Cardano right now? Most of the enthusiasm stems from momentum. When Cardano first launched, it set aside 5 billion ADA for its 3 development teams. At the time, the financial equivalent was a modest $150 million. Enough to make an impact, but not enough to change the world. ADA's craze ride has turned the small amount into a fortune. With the reserved ADA now worth nearly $6 billion, these companies find themselves in an unusual situation that only Ripple Labs experienced with XRP. More money has resulted in better growth. By the end of March, Cardano had unveiled a smart contract capability, the Goguin mainnet, that would open the door to the NFT world, which is currently dominated by Ethereum's ERC20 tokens. The transition couldn't have come at a better time. To pay for gas fees, minting new NFTs in Ethereum will cost anything from $100 to $600, implying that almost all affordable digital artwork sold today is sold at a loss. After all, the electricity that miners use has to come from somewhere. Cardano, on the other hand, costs pennies to trade with it. As a result, ADA is one of the few viable candidates to challenge Ethereum's supremacy in NFTs. Why buy Cardano? Of course, everybody is talking about Bitcoin right now, but the dominance of Cardano surprised us. According to Voyager CEO Steve Eric, in the cryptocurrency space, transactions must be authenticated. This ensures that the whole blockchain is held accountable. A fraudulent or unverified transaction would put the system in jeopardy. Validating these transactions necessitates miners in a proof-of-work scheme solving complex equations supported by cryptography. As a result, the term cryptocurrency was coined, and the first person to solve the equation is rewarded with crypto. Last week, Cardano, the first proof-of-stake blockchain network, rose to third place in the overall crypto market cap. Following a recent update to Cardano's blockchain, Mary Hard Fork could be the next cryptocurrency to erupt, joining the ranks of Bitcoin and Ethereum in the thousands of dollars. While the majority of the cryptocurrency market was collapsing last week, Cardano defied expectations by continuing to skyrocket to new highs. This is due to the fact that Cardano is not like other cryptocurrencies. It's billed as a third-generation cryptocurrency, or the strongest technology this domain has seen so far. Most of this could seem to be a hard sell, with the bullish analysis attempting to force the next hot crypto concept down your throat. That couldn't be further from the reality. We are skeptics of modern coins that do nothing to build on existing innovations. It's why most people were early investors in Ethereum, a currency so radically different from Bitcoin that the two could hardly compete in the real world. Bitcoin serves as a digital gold store of value, while Ethereum focuses on transactions like Apple Pay. This is also why people should avoid Bitcoin forks such as Bitcoin Gold and Bitcoin Cash. While these coins can significantly boost legacy coin efficiency, they are usually insufficient to give these coins a life of their own. That is the reason why a $1,000 investment in Bitcoin Gold and Bitcoin Cash in 2018 would have dissolved into $160 today, while a $1,000 investment in Bitcoin would be worth 25 times today. Cardano now resembles Ethereum much better than Bitcoin Gold. It is a technical innovation that is mature enough to compete with the traditional banking system. The typical ADA transaction costs less than 25 cents in transaction fees, which is much less than the 1.5% to 5% cut that conventional banks and credit cards charge. As Cardano adoption grows, there is an increasing possibility that ADA may also displace banks. So, you can argue about the value of Cardano as an investment versus these other coins. If Cardano will really become the third-generation cryptocurrency that it has been hyped to be. However, if BTC reaches 100k to 1 million plus per coin at some point, we assume the long-term upside on Cardano could be very nice and in the thousands, if not $100 per coin. That being said, there is clearly so much uncertainty and a long way to go in this area that who knows what goes where or what'll come next. But personally, Cardano is one we are invested in and have hyped to non-crypto guys who just want the possible next big thing that they can put some money in today and look back on in a year or 5. Cardano will have to deliver, but regardless of its size, we believe it is one of the safest and least risky bets available right now. Let us know in the comments below what your thoughts are on Cardano. Do you think Elon Musk's predictions will be true? And make sure to subscribe and follow us on Instagram at @FixYourFinances_. See you next time at Fix Your Finances.